So WWE really thought they could just let Drew McIntyre snap like that on live television and we'd all just move on? Are you kidding me right now? What we witnessed on SmackDown wasn't just another beatdown. This was a calculated, vicious, and downright brutal assault that has left the entire WWE Universe divided. And honestly, WWE might have just created their biggest problem yet because Drew McIntyre has officially crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. Let me paint you the picture of what went down, because if you missed this, you missed one of the most intense moments of the entire year. Jacob Fatu, the enforcer of the Bloodline, the man who's been absolutely destroying everyone in his path since arriving in WWE, got absolutely dismantled by the Scottish Warrior in a way that nobody saw coming. And the question everyone's asking right now is simple: did Drew go too far? Here's what makes this situation absolutely insane. We've seen Drew McIntyre angry before. We've seen him in his dark moments. We've seen him lose control. But this was different. This wasn't the heat of battle. This wasn't two competitors going at it in a match. This was premeditated rage, and it was absolutely terrifying to watch unfold. The attack started backstage, and from the very first moment, you could see this wasn't going to be your typical WWE confrontation. Drew had that look in his eyes, you know the one I'm talking about. That cold, calculating stare that says someone's about to get hurt badly. And Jacob Fatu? He walked right into the trap. Now before we go any further, we have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Back to this absolute chaos. Drew didn't just throw a few punches. He didn't just send a message. No, he systematically took Jacob Fatu apart piece by piece. We're talking about strikes that echoed through the arena. Slams onto every hard surface imaginable. Equipment cases, steel structures, production crates. Drew used everything as a weapon. And the most disturbing part? He was smiling through most of it. Security tried to intervene. Of course they did. But here's the thing about Drew McIntyre: when he's in this mode, he's unstoppable. He tossed security guards aside like they were nothing. Officials were screaming for him to stop. We could hear producers yelling into headsets. And Drew just kept going. It was like watching a man possessed, and honestly, it was uncomfortable to watch at certain points. The attack spilled out into the arena, and that's when things got really out of control. The crowd was going absolutely mental. Half of them were chanting for Drew, eating up every second of this destruction. The other half were genuinely concerned because this had gone from a beatdown to something that looked legitimately dangerous. Jacob Fatu is not an easy man to hurt. This is the same guy who's been running through the WWE roster like they are nothing. The same enforcer who's made main eventers look like jobbers. And yet, Drew had him in survival mode. Fatu was trying to fight back, absolutely, but Drew was relentless. Every time Fatu would get some offense in, Drew would just absorb it and come back harder. Here's a trivia question for you: how many times has Jacob Fatu been pinned or submitted since joining the main WWE roster? Drop your answer in the comments below, and let's see who's really been paying attention. The thing that's got everyone talking isn't just the physicality of the assault, it's the psychology behind it. Drew has been playing mind games with the Bloodline for weeks now. He's been picking them apart, exposing their weaknesses, proving that they are not the untouchable force they claim to be. But this attack on Jacob Fatu? This was personal. This was Drew saying, I don't just want to beat you, I want to break you. And let's talk about the implications here because they are massive. The Bloodline has been the dominant faction in WWE for years now. They've had different iterations, different members, but the core message has always been the same: they are unstoppable. They are family. They are united. But what happens when someone proves that even their strongest enforcer can be taken out? What happens when Drew McIntyre shows the entire world that Jacob Fatu is just as vulnerable as everyone else? The backstage reaction has been explosive. We're hearing reports that WWE officials are furious about how far Drew took things. There's talk of fines, suspensions, maybe even legal action. But here's what makes this even more complicated: the fans are behind Drew. The crowd was eating it up. Social media has been flooded with people saying Drew did exactly what needed to be done. Here's another question for the comment section: do you think WWE should suspend Drew McIntyre for this attack, or was this exactly what the Bloodline deserved? Let us know your thoughts below. Now let's address the elephant in the room: Jacob Fatu's condition. Medical personnel had to attend to him for several minutes after the assault finally ended. We saw trainers checking on him, doctors examining him, and the concern on everyone's faces was real. This wasn't selling for the cameras. This looked legitimate, and that's what has so many people worried about where WWE is taking this storyline. The Bloodline's response is going to be nuclear. There's no way they let this slide. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and the rest of the family, they are going to want Drew's head. And that's exactly what Drew wants. He's not running. He's not hiding. He's standing in the middle of the ring, daring the Bloodline to come after him with everything they've got. What's brilliant about this entire situation is that WWE has created genuine unpredictability. We don't know what happens next. Will the Bloodline come back with an even more vicious attack? Will Drew continue picking them off one by one? Is this leading to some massive multi-man war at a premium live event? The possibilities are endless, and that's exactly what makes this so compelling. Some people are saying Drew has become the villain in this story. They are arguing that no matter what the Bloodline has done, this level of violence crosses a line. Others are saying Drew is finally giving the Bloodline the medicine they've been dishing out for years. It's created this incredible debate in the WWE Universe, and that's what great storytelling is all about. The SmackDown locker room has apparently been split on this too. Some wrestlers are reportedly supporting Drew's actions, saying someone needed to stand up to the Bloodline this way. Others are concerned that Drew's lost control and that this kind of violence sets a dangerous precedent. Either way, everyone's talking about it, and that's exactly what WWE wants. Final question for you: who do you think will come out on top in this war between Drew McIntyre and the Bloodline? Drop your predictions in the comments, and let's discuss. This is the kind of moment that defines careers and creates legendary feuds. Years from now, people will look back at this SmackDown and remember the night Drew McIntyre absolutely destroyed Jacob Fatu and sent a message that echoed throughout the entire WWE. The question now isn't if there will be consequences, it's when and how severe they'll be. Make sure you stay tuned to Wrestling Zone Insider for all the latest updates, reactions, and breaking news on this developing situation. This story is far from over, and we'll be here covering every single development as it happens. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a moment of the action.